When I did my first Indiana Jones Explained video, Jack Land in the comments suggested I cover the histories behind the MacGuffins of each movie, and I loved that idea. So we're continuing that series today with the history of the Sankara stones from Indiana Jones and the Temple of Doom. In the movie, Indy, Short Round, and Willie find themselves in the dying Indian village Mayapur. The people there reveal that their children have all been kidnapped and their sacred Sankara stone has been stolen. Without the stone, their well dried up and the river turned to sand. And the rest of the movie is about Indy retrieving the stone and saving the enslaved children. The stones as they are represented in Temple of Doom do not appear to be real, but there are some interesting historical connections we can make. Sankara is another name for the scary-sounding Hindu god Shiva the Destroyer, but Shiva is also the bringer of new life that comes after destruction or reincarnation. Hindu culture makes use of stones called lingam or shiva-linga, which are supposed to be representations of Shiva used for worship in temples. Although there are some who believe that the stones aren't simply representations of Shiva, but that Shiva actually inhabits the lingam, and I would argue that that is the case in Temple of Doom. We learn that the stones were taken by the Thuggee, a real-life religious cult that used to travel across India until they were wiped out by the British in the 1800s. While they operated, they were credited with up to 2 million deaths. In the film, they worshipped the Hindu god Kali, and that was also real. However, they don't seem to be nearly as zealous, and it's debatable whether their killings in real life were religiously motivated at all. It seems more likely they were simply killing and stealing from unsuspecting travelers. Kali is often referred to as the Black One in Hinduism, and is the god of time. She's also known as a giver and destroyer of life. Her depictions are varied, as she can either be associated with death and violence, or with the redemption of the universe. The depiction of the Thuggee and their worship of Kali have been highly fictionalized for Temple of Doom. In fact, that's all I could find about the real-world versions of the Sankara stones and the plot surrounding it in the movie. Indy adds his own lore in the movie about a priest named Sankara who ascended a mountain where he met Shiva, who passed on 5 magical stones that could combat evil, but I couldn't find anything related to that legend in actual Hindu mythology. So that's it for the Sankara stones. If you have any other Indiana Jones topics you'd like me to cover, let me know in the comments. If you haven't already, please like this video, subscribe to the channel for mostly Star Wars but occasional indie content, follow us on Twitter, Instagram, and Facebook, and consider checking out our Patreon page. As always, thanks for watching, and remember, it's not the years, it's the mileage.